Hello, kindergarten. We are going to be talking through our push-in schedule that is going to be taking place after Thanksgiving break, starting each week, Tuesday through Friday. And I really want to emphasize what this push-in schedule is going to look like. You are going to have 2 paraprofessionals that are working with each kindergarten classroom during this time. And they are going to be working with your students in the small group setting on grade level content. So what is taking place already in the classroom, they're going to be coming in to support in a small group setting. So I want to walk through kind of what your schedule looks like. Although we did try very hard to honor what is already taking place in your classroom, we understand that there may be some tweaks to some of the time increments here. And so I want you to be aware of this so you can be prepared for Tuesday, November 30th when we get this started. So you'll notice that the beginning of the day is the same. Our morning work, our breakfast, our morning meeting time. Over here you'll see that kindergarten starts with Haggerty, and then we move into Reading Horizons, and then from 9:10 to 9:40, so for 30 minutes, you will have 2 paras that push into your classroom to be working with students. After this time, you'll shift into your regular ELA block. So if I move over to this next tab, you're going to see that kindergarten is from 9:10 to 9:40. This is Tuesday through Friday, and you have your assigned paraprofessionals underneath you. Ms. Harris has Mr. Gray and Ms. G. Ms. Unruh has Ms. Mraz and Mr. Mercer. Ms. Sanders has Ms. Cortez and Ms. Veronica, and Ms. Tarango has Ms. Roberts and Ms. Molinex. These paras will arrive at your door promptly at that time to get started. And it's important that we honor the end time, 9:40, so that they can shift to the next grade and be there on time, keeping in mind that they are there to support what is taking place already in the classroom. And so our hope is that this is not going to add more work to your plate. Some of the station work that students are already working on, some of the small group work that you are already pulling students for, is what we are hoping that these paraprofessionals and other certified staff members are going to be supporting. We understand that there are students who are lacking a lot of skills and have a lot of skill deficits. We want to emphasize again that that should be taking place during win time. This is grade level support time. Okay. The great thing about our push-in model is it is also going to allow us to have some extra time slots in our day for our paraprofessionals to support our teachers as classroom aides. So you're going to be receiving your push-in schedule time like you see on the screen here, but you're also going to be receiving a time and a wonderful paraprofessional and teaching assistant who is going to be a classroom aide for you. We recognize that having extra personnel working with your students may take a little bit of extra time in planning, possibly even making copies or prepping certain activities. And so we wanted to honor that by providing you a time each day where there is someone that can help you with that preparation. I'm going to go through briefly about our expectations with a classroom aide at a later date, but right now I wanted to go through what exactly is push-in. So push-in is a mentality, not something that is physical. This means that the physical setup of small groups might look different from classroom to classroom. Push-in means we are going to support grade level content. So that may mean that there are 3 adults in your classroom working at small groups at a time. Or it may mean that you have 2 adults in your classroom while there's another group in the hallway working. It may even work if your class size is a little bit larger, that the certified classroom teacher stays in the classroom and the other 2 paraprofessionals are housed somewhere in the hallway at some of the tables that we're going to be setting up. This all depends upon your class size, your physical space, and your students' needs. And so when we talk about push-in, it doesn't mean that there has to be tons of adults in all different areas of your classroom. It just means what they're working on is intentional and it's focused on grade level content. And that brings me to my next point. Push-in has a goal of supporting grade level content, not skill deficits, which is why we separated win and push-in time. Classroom teachers help to develop paraprofessional small group lessons. That's why we're going to be offering you a period of time each day where you have a classroom aide. They can make copies for you, they can prep activities, they can prep spaces. There's lots of opportunities for us there. The next thing is push-in time should be sacred. All certified staff and paraprofessionals should be working with students during your push-in time to support grade level instruction. We know that it's not going to be perfect, and we also know that in order for this to work effectively, we actually have to have a small number of students in a small group. So it may be that the teacher's working on a small group, 2 other pairs are working in small groups, and then some other students are working on an independent activity or a center activity together. But during that time, it's sacred, and every adult is working with students. We have to start on time and end on time. That means as soon as your push-in time starts, that's when it has to begin. And as soon as it ends, it has to end so that the next group of paraprofessionals can move to the next grade level. Even if we're in the middle of a different piece of instruction and our pairs show up at our door, it's time to start push-in time. And finally, push-in requires collaboration, which we understand that that's an area that we are continuing to work on and strengthen. And so we are going to be developing some times throughout our day and throughout the month where you're able to collaborate with your paraprofessionals on the classroom activities, the tasks, and the content that they are going to be working on with your students. We know it's not going to be perfect right away, but we are excited to get more students working with adults because we know that's going to increase engagement, help with academic growth, and we're also hoping that it's going to impact some of our attendance as well. So reach out if you have any questions. Thanks, Team K.